Amy Marshall here for Heavy Mag.
Fantastic, Envy. How are you today? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, you released your latest single, Hurt, late last month. So, how's the early reception been for it?
Yeah, I think people are pretty sick of hearing positive music. And I think this song's really touched a lot of people. Like we've had some great success with it in Australia, but it's been number one in a couple of countries over in Europe, which has been amazing. So really excited about that. I think people are just really hurting out there, So this track called Hurt, it's moving through people. And I was a bit worried about putting out a ballad because you never know how it's going to land, but it's landed really well. And we've been number one in, I think, Germany, Ukraine, Lithuania, and Luxembourg.
Okay, great.
So that's been huge. Really excited about that. And I think people are hurting. So I think people are just sick of that candy pop and they want to actually listen to something that means something to them. So it's been really well received. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a beautiful and sultry track, but what is it actually about? Is it about being hurt or about inflicting hurt?
I think when we get hurt, we like to hurt. It's a reaction, right? So I think this song is about taking power back after being really badly hurt. And I think we've all been really hurt. I think we live in a lot of hurt, especially these days. The world is crazy. I don't think we need lots of lipstick positive songs. I think it's a real thing that a lot of us are in a lot of pain. So this song for me was about being hurt, being let down, and finding a way to move that through my body, not through revenge, because that's where you start. So first, when you get hurt, first you get angry, then you get sad, you get angry again, then you get jealous, then you get some envy, then you go through all those emotions, and then finally you get to revenge, which is a better feeling. Yeah. And that sort of gets you out of that feeling of hurt. So it's really about moving through those emotions and coming out the other end of it, the hero of your own story.
Yeah, cool. And it starts off with a haunting piece of piano before going almost bluesy and soulful. So where did the idea come from that piano intro? And how many tries did it take to get it right? Because it fits in so perfectly.
Had a fight with my producer. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to have guitars. Yeah. We actually had a fight. He was like, no, it's shit. So basically Mike Young from a band called Mother Mother was playing it we were at the Armory Studios in Vancouver, actually where they made a lot of the AC/DC stuff. We were lucky enough while we were there to use the Young Brothers guitars. We used Malcolm's rhythm guitar. We used Angus's SG on the record. It was really cool. But Mike was sitting me and Mike were sort of working on the vocals for it. And we were in the Armory, and the Armory is such a beautiful sounding space. Like, I think these days, everyone's making music in their bedroom. Not everyone, but the studio sound, it was so big and it's known for its amphitheater type sound. And he was just sort of playing the chords while he was sort of warming himself up on it. And I heard it in the back, and I just went, what is that? And I bolted down to the back of the studio, and he was just sort of just playing around. And I went, that's the start. That is the freaking start. And my producer was like, no, pianos are gay. No way. And I'm like, he's like, we're playing guitar, because he's a guitar player.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, and I want to try it. So he was like this, fine. So we did it. And then he was like, oh, I'm really glad I came up with that.
I took the credit straight up. It works really well.
Okay, Brian, yeah, you definitely came up with that, yeah.
It works well because, like, I'm like you, like I'm not a big fan of the ballads, full stop. But the piano in that one, and then the guitar, and then the way you do it, like it combines to make it's a rock ballad, like without being rock. It's hard to describe, but it's really well done.
Thank you so much. And it has a great guitar solo in it because, I love my guitar solos. I don't think there's enough in anything. I've always said this. Sometimes too much, like at the beginning of that song, it didn't lend itself to a guitar. It lended itself to something a bit more haunting, because it's a haunting feeling being hurt. It's a lonely, weird feeling when you feel like you're on your own. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful piece. And I have Mike Young from Mother Mother to thank for that.
Yeah, cool. Hey, you managed to tap into real emotion and vulnerability in her too. Like, the closest I can relate it to is Marianne Faithfull, and that's a compliment because I fucking love her voice. But you sounded a lot like that. But did you draw inspiration from anyone in particular to get in that zone, or did it all sort of come from within?
What a good question. I've got two things I want to say to that without breaking kayfabe, which in wrestling is when you actually tell people your real name. And anyone that knows me,
yeah.
anyone that knows me will know that Marianne Faithfull comment is actually very interesting. So yeah, I was actually named after Marianne Faithfull when I was born. My mum named me after her. So there you go. But for this song, for me, I really liked, if you think back to those like really sexy songs from, the I want to say 90s, obviously when I was 1 or 2 years old. So I wrote this song that one of the big like motivations for it and the sound that I really like was a band called Glory Box. They had a band called Portishead back in the day. They had a really sexy but really rocky type song, and they also had another band. They have a song called "I Can Be Your Whore." I'm trying to find who they are. I think it's In This Moment. They're really really heavy, but they have this sexiness and sultriness about it that's still, you know, you could make love to it and fight to it at the same time. And they're like my two favorite things to do.
In that order?
No particular order.
No particular order. Now, Hurt follows on from your previous single, Like a Man, and it showcases a completely different side to your musical psyche. So were those songs chosen for that reason, or did it just work out that way?
Everyone calls me a genius, but I don't think I am.
Right, yeah.
Like a Man for me was really important. Like I spoke to you last time. For me, I wrote a song that everybody was like, you can't write that song. So that I'm like, well, that's the first song I'm putting out because I'm going to do whatever I want, whenever I want, as much as I want, for as long as I want, unapologetically. And the second someone says you can't do that, that's the antithesis to rock and roll. Like rock and roll is supposed to be unapologetic. No, so I'm like, well, if you're all afraid of me putting this song out, I'm putting it out. And with Hurt, it was a little bit different. It was like, this is a great song, but don't put a ballad out. Like keep it light, keep it fluffy, keep it girly, keep it pop starry. And have that as part of your record. And when people say that to me, I mean, not that I'm unmanageable, but I was just like, guys, everyone's hurting in the world right now. It's a beautiful song. I have a great music video for it. I do tend to have a lot of people having a lot of opinions about what I should do as an artist. And I think an artist's job is when they finish a song to get it out. Someone asked me the other day, when is a song finished? And I said, when it's out. Because we can sit on it for so freaking long and try to think what could be better, what could we improve, what melody should be there, we should take that bit of guitar out. So I believe an artist's job, our service to the world, is to get the art out. So I was sitting on it and it was like, wait another year. And I'm like, oh, we'll look different. I won't have the same body, or I don't have the same teeth I had when I made that. I had different teeth.
And a different dog.
So I just got it out, and yeah, and it's been really well received. We've had some great feedback from it, so I'm super excited. I just wanted to touch people, and moreover, like I'm not writing it for somebody else. I'm writing it for me, and then industry gets involved, producers get involved, managers get involved, PR people everybody gets involved, and they tell you what your art should do. And we forget what we're doing. At the end of the day, all of the songwriters, all the people I know that started writing music was because they wanted to say something, they wanted to play with their friends, and they wanted to have fun. And all of a sudden we have all these rules around music and all these rules around art and when we're supposed to put things out and how many numbers we're supposed to have and how many listeners makes you successful. And it just rips all the freaking joy out of the act of creation, which is why we do it in the first place. So that's why I didn't listen and I just put it out.
Well said indeed. Now, both songs are taken from your forthcoming album. So are they a good sonic representation of what to expect, or do they just scratch the surface?
Well, they scratch the surface. That if we're looking at what my fundamental music is, it's, I have that really gritty rock sound, and a lot of my songs are very positive. They are very gritty rock. It's very that AC/DC sound. It's got a lot of that feel to it. But I also pull from places like Linkin Park. I also pull from places like I mentioned before, Portishead. I pull from a lot of different places. So there's a lot you're going to expect from this record. But at the end of the day, it's rock and roll at its heart. But I want it to be fun and playful, but emotive and move you. And I want it to be a way when the album fully drops, it's going to be a story over time, and it's going to be the way I want it to be done, not the way everybody else says it should be done.
Can you tell us more about it? Like, will it be out this year? Have you got a working title for it yet?
I'm not telling you the title. I know you don't care.
I don't want to know.
But I'm still not. You don't care anyway.
I'm going to make one up. I'm going to make one
actually, up. I have I've as I develop as an artist, my ideas develop what that looks like. So I've got a new single coming out. It'll be out in September. We're just filming a music video for it, and we're going to do some gigs around that. So I've got a new band, new single coming out. And that's called Looking Good and Feeling Famous. So it's moving back into that let's go vibe. More fun.
Nice. Now, the album was
this isn't vodka.
So I'm not judging at all. We touched on this a little bit before, but the album was recorded at Armory Studios in Vancouver. That's a fuckload of a long way to go just to record an album.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was setting out to make it, my first record was with a brilliant producer here in Australia called Steve James. I worked with him at Red Engine in Queensland. He was incredible for my career and helped me develop my ideas as an artist. But during COVID, I wanted something different. So I reached out to, and obviously we became global as well. It wasn't like I had to work with someone in Melbourne or Sydney. If you lived there, you could go wherever and you could work online. So I just reached out I looked up all my favorite records. I think I told you this before. I looked up all my favorite records, I looked up all the producers for them. And I found Brian, who was in Canada. We had a Zoom call. I just loved his vibe. And then he said, look, if you want to do this, you're going to have to come to Canada. So I was like, okay. Everyone was like, you're going to Canada? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go to Canada for 6 months. So it's just where my heart was taking me. And I think that's the heart of an artist. Like nothing can get in your way once you make up your mind.
Yeah. I was touched on this a bit before too, but AC/DC and Kiss are among the bands who have cut albums there. Like, is it real? Like, can you sense that history when you're in there, or is that just something that you musos make up to keep us normal folk excited? Like, can you feel the vibe in there?
Absolutely. Like I work with Mike Fraser, who was the engineer for lots of the AC/DC work, right? So his presence in that studio from working with those guys, you feel it when you walk in. And I have a great story when I met Mike, because I didn't get to meet him, but we sort of missed each other. So I left a pair of underwear on the sound studio and just said, love, envy. So then he was like, oh, and apparently he wore them on his head for a few days. So that's how he got to meet me. But when you go in the control room, they have like all the day sheets. So they've got like the Kiss day sheet from the record, and what that means is all the songs and all the vision board for how these records are going to come together, and they're still up on the wall. So Puddle of Mud, so Hinder, so Kiss, so AC/DC, their handwriting is on the wall. They're a part of that building. So you do feel it when you're in there. I think Nickelback, love them or hate them, or hate them or hate them. They did a lot of work there too, and they've got all their handwriting is on the wall. Pictures of them are there. They've left stuff behind. They've left guitars behind. Mentioned before that we used Angus Young's SG on this next song, and it sounds like it. We use Malcolm Young's guitar on this song, and it sounds like it. You know what I mean? Because we're encapsulating history and we're putting it into the record. So we're not just playing at home. We're doing something that has history in it, which I love.
That's cool. You spoke about your new band before. Like, have you got a separate band, a session band that did the album, and another band to play live?
Absolutely, because ask anyone that works in the music industry, and drums can take a long time if you're recording them. So we've got a guy that can bash it out in 2 days, and Robin Diaz is an absolute monster. And I recently played. He was in Live and Doubttree, and worked with Britney Spears and so forth, and Avril Lavigne. He got fired from her record, but I won't tell you why. I won't go into details. So, I did a show with him in LA at the start of the year, and this guy's just a monster. Like, he hits hard. He's a vampire. Like, but I can't take guys like that with me to play at the Corner Hotel. Yeah. I'd love to, but so I had Fede. He's with Sebastian Bach at the moment. He's touring with them. He came out and played with me, but I can't get the guys from Uruguay and LA to come play at the Corner Hotel with me as much as I'd like to. So I think that I live in Melbourne, and I'm a very lucky girl. I still believe that Melbourne is the home of rock and roll in Australia. I still believe that St Kilda is still one of the homes of rock in Australia, whatever anyone says. And we have amazing musicians here in Melbourne and Australia. We're very lucky to have them. So yeah, I'm going to partner with some of the world's best here, and yeah, we're going to rock the stage.
Nice. And when will you be rocking that particular stage? Have you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, well, I was going to hold it off and not do anything this year until the rest of the record was out, but I want to do this show. I think it's going to be a great show. I went to see the Tina Turner musical. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's freaking amazing. It's just incredible. I had it at Her Majesty's Theatre here, and it was just brilliant. And the singer from That River who played Tina, she's going to be joining some Melbourne musicians, some of the incredible guys here, a guy from Kingswood, a guy from Dead City Ruins, and a couple of other guys here. And they're going to put together this big show, and they're going to play the whole Back in Black album from start to finish, I think for the anniversary. So I'm going to open for them. So I couldn't say no to that. I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I love AC/DC, and I think what they're doing is awesome. The crowd's going to be great. So we're going to bring our flavor to the Corner Hotel on November the 2nd. And I think tickets go on sale in August, at the end of August. So keep an eye out for that.
Nice. And you're going to jump up and do any Akadaka songs with her?
My band's gonna open, so we're gonna sing our songs, and but I probably will get my arm twisted. It's pretty rubbery when it comes to Akadaka, yeah.
Which one do you reckon you'd sing if you had to choose one of them?
I like Whole Lotta Rosie. I just like screaming. And I love Bond. Like Brian's a bit high for me. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I have a bluesy voice. And Brian, no, it's not my natural state.
You're not Scottish, so that messes that up straight away.
Do you have some British heritage?
I didn't say you didn't have heritage. I said you're not Scottish because you haven't got a hat on.
I'm not Scottish.
Now, before I let you go this time, mate, I don't think I did this with you last time, but I've got a new segment called Photo Bombs. So
Excellent.
I've trolled through your social media.
Oh,
I've got
God.
a couple of photos that I want to know a little bit more about. So there's nothing too bad.
I thought I put it on private.
No, I've got you, girl. This one caught my eye because I think it's the only photo I've ever seen of Chris Marek when he's not doing the metal horn.
Oh, look at him, hey. And he's not talking either. It's incredible.
I know, two things that he always does, and he's not doing them.
His mouth's closed. It's crazy. I didn't recognize him.
That must be the perfect shot because it would have only been closed for 2 seconds.
What is my mouth doing? Have I forgotten how to chew gum? I don't know what's happening there.
I think it's sort of you try to do like the winky look, and you're not pulling it off very well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the roast.
So what's the story with that one? What were you doing?
That was when I first got signed to Dinner for Wolves before COVID, and I had a record out with Steve James, and Rick and Chris took me on and helped promote my first record and took me on as a label. So that was freaking awesome. Actually, I was very excited.
He's a champion bloke too, Chris, isn't he? Like the Australian music scene would be nowhere near where it is without him.
Yes, he's definitely a wizard. Like if he has advice, we take it, and I think, yeah, he's definitely a grizzly old vet now, but we need them.
We need him. All right, now this one, I had to dig this one out because, hang on a second. It looks like our good mate Mr. Gleason has had a few too many sherbets in this one.
Oh my God, I don't even know what you're doing. Oh my God, my face.
I've
got my teeth out.
How many drinks has Dave had?
When was that? Don't tell me the date. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure this was in Adelaide, actually. I think it was Baby Animals, and I think this is just before I moved to Melbourne, and they played at the Gov. And I remember that was the night that I met Susie DiMarchi for the first time, and she told me to move to Melbourne, so I did.
Wow.
She goes, "What are you doing here if you're in a rock band? Get to Sydney or Melbourne or something." I'm like, "Yes, Queen."
Packed your bags and left.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think just trying to think what night. I think I'm definitely sure it was the Gov because I can see the red wall. So I'm thinking it's the Gov after the show, and potentially this is when I left my phone inside and everybody had already gone back to the hotel. So I had to run back and all the doors were locked. So I kicked the security door down and I went back in and got my phone, set the alarm off, and then I ran back to the hotel.
And, I reckon you've either had a shot of green chartreuse just before that was taken, or Dave's been crying because you've very, very glassy eyes there.
I think that's probably just meditation and Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think there's any drug and alcohol involved at all. Like I think we're both God-fearing people. So
cool. Well, I'm not going to question that at all because two people in this world I don't want to fight. Hey, you and Dave.
Yeah. Look at us. We look so tough.
Oh, that's great. I love doing the photo bomb segment. Come up with so much good stuff from there.
What else you got?
That's it. I only do two at a time. Otherwise, we could go all night. But I will be speaking to you again, so there'll be more. But in the meantime, the song "Hurt" is out now, and it's a really good song, man. I'm not pissing in your pocket. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's awesome to be here, and thanks again. You're so much fun. I love it.